waiting for a chance, waiting for a change. On the fair sea, while heading to Australia, the brothers had played for other passengers in exchange for passage. On the fair sky, sailing back to England, Barry and Robin spent much of their time writing a book of short stories called On the Other Hand. They were still playing live to entertain their fellow passengers, still playing Twist and Shout and Puff the Magic Dragon, but this time they had a far better reception from kids familiar with smash hit Spicks and Specks. They also carried on songwriting, creating songs that would eventually appear on Bee Gees' First, their third album, but so titled because it would be their first international release. At a stop-off in India, Morris bought himself a sitar, a sound the Beatles had introduced to the teenage Western Hemisphere a year earlier on Rubber Soul. Morris had a go. He sold it as soon as the ship docked. Maybe they didn't need to shadow the Beatles' every move. During the journey, the brothers discovered that Spicks and Specks had gone to #1 in Sydney and New Zealand. Hopes were high. But on arrival in the UK, on the 6th of February 1967, they spotted another group. Absolute Beatles lookalikes, Barry remembered, standing in the murk of Southampton Dock, waiting to take a boat in the opposite direction. We went down the steps, and there in the fog was this group. Heaven knows what they were doing there, he laughed. And they said, "Go back to Australia. There's nothing happening here. They won't sign groups anymore." Having left Sydney just as 7 years of back-breaking effort was finally paying off, the Gibb family must have felt a mild sense of panic.